Gervonta Tank Davis. Let Shakur Stevenson. Devin Haney know y'all ain't built like that, bro. Shakur Stevenson's hand injury is great and horrible at the same goddamn time for his career. But all of it could be great if all he do is win, no matter what. I'm going to explain to y'all what I mean in this video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Catch me live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7:30. I'm also live every Sunday morning with KQKC Boxing Network, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. I ask that you join the channel as a member, drop super chats and super thanks when you come by our live streams and the videos that we do on the channel. And if you want to debate me, come by the channel while I'm live and hit the link, or you can email me to set up a formal debate at knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com. Let's get this shit cracking. Look, bro, Shakur Stevenson, by now, the boxing world has received the news that Shakur Stevenson got a hand injury. Looks like it's to his right hand. He had to have surgery. As a result, he pulled out of the Joe Cordina fight. This is a turning point and a crossroads in the career of Shakur Stevenson, and I think this is absolutely great news for him and his fans, and I think it's horrible news for him and his fans all at the same time. Obviously, I'm not talking about the obvious, right? It's always horrible when you get hurt, right? You never want to see any fighter get injured. You want to see everybody leave the fight healthy. You want to see people that have fights make it to the fight healthy without injury, and be able to make money and go home to their loved ones and continue their career if they choose to continue, or retire with their health if they choose to retire. So I'm not talking about the obvious shit. We're talking about Shakur Stevenson's possible career trajectory. So obviously it is not great news that he is hurt, right? We don't want anybody to be hurt. So I'm not talking about that. I gotta say this shit at the beginning of the video because for some reason people context bin the shit out of my fucking words, bro. It is crazy out here on YouTube. I'm learning to deal with it and just keep the shit pushing, but people take my words and twist them motherfuckers like no other content creator on YouTube. So it is what it is, no problem. So yes, it's horrible that he's hurt. We don't like injuries. We don't wish injury on anyone, even fighters we're not a fan of. And even though I'm not the biggest Shakur fan, I like Shakur, I'm a fan of his, but we know down there in that division, Tank Davis is my favorite fighter. I like Junto Nakatani, but we know down there in them divisions, Monster Inoue, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, those is my guys, right? I like Jerome Boots, but we know that in them divisions, 47, 54, fucking Earl Spence, that's my guy, bro. Like, it just is what it is. But I wish nothing bad on anyone. So it is horrible that he got injured and that he has to recover from injury. So let's start there. Right now, let's talk about for his career. Now that we got that shit out the way, we don't want nobody to be hurt, nobody to be injured. That's horrible. Now, here's why it's great and horrible at the same time for his career. It is great because he was set up to fail in that position. He was in a lose situation. That's how bad it was. Lose. I know you all have heard of win-win and lose-lose situation. This is a win-win situation. This is a lose-lose situation. It was so bad for him, this Joe Cordina fight, he was in a lose situation. The first lose is business and marketability, bro. The fight was trash, okay? He was fighting a fight that was going to be on in the middle of the day here in America during football season, and they were asking people to pay for it when we could all watch a much better product for free on some of the same channels. And so as a result, it made no business sense where they were putting the fight and the fact that they were putting it on pay-per-view. The opponent was garbage for the situation. The timing of the event was trash. The support of the event was garbage because ESPN and Top Rank took the only fight worth buying on that card and made the shit for free for ESPN Plus members. So they split the card up. Shakur is headlining the pay-per-view in a foreign fucking country for $15. They practically trying to give it away to let you know that they don't believe in their own product and they think it's trash. And they putting it on a time that's not a peak time for boxing viewers and not a time that people in America watch combat sports. We like to watch combat sports here in America on our Saturday nights. Once we get done cutting the grass, get done, the wifey want to go to the Home Goods or the fucking at home and shit. If you got to run to Home Depot, work in the yard, do whatever. When we get done with all that shit, we like to take a shower, get some food, get some drink. It's fight time. Let's watch the combat sports. We watch them bitches at night. They were going to have Shakur fighting at goddamn 4 p.m. on a Saturday. The shit was trash. So that was one L with the fight right there, just from a business standpoint. Then the second lose, because remember, it's a lose situation. The second lose is that the opponent was trash. Okay? Like, he did nothing for Shakur Stevenson. He don't get Shakur Stevenson ready for any big fights. He don't pose anything to Shakur Stevenson where Shakur Stevenson got to hone his craft. I legit think if Shakur Stevenson wasn't in enough pain or wasn't in bad enough pain to where he couldn't wrap his hand and put a glove on, if he could have just put a glove on that hand and then had his other hand with his foot movement, his ability, his distance control, his boxing ability, he could have probably beat Joe Cordina with one hand, bro. He probably could have beat that man with one hand. That's how bad Joe Cordina is as an opponent for Shakur Stevenson. I'm not saying Joe Cordina is a bad fighter, but he just got knocked out by Anthony Kakase. He's moving up in weight. Okay? He's changing fucking trainers. He got a new trainer, just got knocked out, moving up in weight. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. So that's the second L. The opponent was trash. Then the third L, it's a lose situation. Bro, Shakur Stevenson does not matter what he would have did to Joe Cordina, bro. Legit, he could have knocked Joe Cordina out in the first round. He could have beat Joe Cordina up and stopped him. There are a myriad of ways that Shakur Stevenson could have looked great in that fight against Joe Cordina. And you know what everybody would say? So what? You're supposed to. He's coming up in weight. He just got knocked out. That's why it's a lose for him, because it does nothing for your marketability and nothing for your name, because if you beat him dominantly, no one gives a fuck. You were supposed to. Then, if you get exposed a little bit, if Joe Cordina is better than I estimate him to be, or if you're not as good as people think you are, and the fight is competitive, and you barely win, or you somehow lose the fight, obviously, you losing that. So it's just lose. The business of the fight was trash, set you up to fail and fuck up your business and fuck up your star power. The opponent, trash. Nobody was checking for the opponent. And because the opponent was trash, you can't win even if you win. Even if you win, you lose, because you were supposed to do that shit. And then if you lose, you definitely lose. Like, bro, it's a lose situation. So that is why the injury is great, because it saves Shakur Stevenson from all of that bullshit I just mentioned, bro. That's why it's great news. Now, it's great news and horrible at the same time, and then you have to reconcile and you have to decide which one you think is better, right? It's also horrible news for his career. Yeah. Forget him being hurt and that being horrible, as we stated in the beginning of the video. It's horrible for his career because now he's back against the wall. His team has already come back and said he's gonna fight. Look for that Williams and Pater fight next. And Williams and Pater and them, they could press. They could think they got a wounded dog. Oh, his hand hurt. He coming off an injury. This is where we got him at. Go ahead and press that man though. Shit, we already seen Oscar De La Hoya move like this before. Y'all saw the moves they made, very strategic, very underhanded, to do anything, to do what to Devin Haney, to have any advantage in the ring on fight night. Coming in 3 pounds over, paying Devin the extra money to be able to do that, but not letting Devin know, and Devin drain himself all the way down to 140 so Ryan could do what? Look for a competitive advantage come fight night. De La Hoya and his team and the fighters that fight under him, they they'll do that. And we know the WBC is highly favorable to Mexican-based fighters and highly favorable to De La Hoya fighters. So when you look at it like that, that could be bad for Shakur, because I know as a Shakur fan watching this video, you swear by him. You think he legit, but at the end of the day, coming off of a hand injuries, that's going to mess up your mental. Do you trust yourself to throw it? Do you trust yourself to really let it go, to keep somebody like Zepeda off of you, to pull that trigger? And I don't give a damn what y'all say about Shakur. He going to need both his hands to fuck with William Zepeda. And truth be told, if I'm Zepeda's management, shit, I'm doing that shit too. Coming off of an injury, give me that champion. Give me that champion coming off an injury, because for these fighters, it's a race to the tank fight. You think Zepeda and Oscar and them, Oscar seen that bag Ryan Garcia got, you think they don't want a path to that Zepeda shit, bro? You don't think they want that shit? That's why it could be horrible, because of who Shakur Stevenson is, bro. No one is really going to be checking for him coming back to a tune-up. No one's going to be checking for him coming back and taking on a lesser opponent. And even if someone will be okay with it, that's why Zepeda and his team could just press the mando on Shakur, because the fight was already ordered. It's a mandatory defense. They could say, nah, bro, we already pushed the shit back to February. We're not finna let them push the shit all the way back to the summertime waiting on our shot. We need to go ahead and get this shit right now. So that's why it could turn out to be horrible news, because you do not want to be compromised in the ring with the highest volume power puncher in your division, probably the premier pressure fighter in all 135 pounds. When you think of guys that throw a high volume of punches, that are very offensive, that look to throw in combinations, and they got very powerful hands. William Zepeda is at the top of that list, bro. Shakur need all his tools for him. Real talk. So that's why it can be horrible. And also, it's just horrible moving forward, because one-way fighters are never just great. They're rarely all-time great fighters that are just one-way fighters. And having hand injuries, having brittle hands, getting injured and being hurt all the time, man, that could not only shorten your career, but that could get you clipped a lot easier, because that means your hand can go at any moment. Let's say he beats William Zepeda, bro. Let's say he beats William Zepeda, and then he's on a roll. He gets a Tank Davis fight, fucks around, hurts his hand in the Tank fight, and now you got to fight Tank Davis with one hand. How you think that shit gonna go? And then just mentally, will he ever trust his hands again, bro? He been getting hurt a lot. He hurt his shit in the Edwin fight. Leading up to the Edwin fight, let him tell it. His shit was hurt, fucked up. Then the Artem fight, he was when they were messing with his hands after that fight. And then now leading up to this fight, bro, his shit looked like it breaking down on him, bro. His hands look like they breaking down on him, and that's never a good thing. And then if you a Shakur fan and you think he great and you think he the man and shit, it's also horrible news for you. I'm here to tell you, man, ain't no fighter with no brittle ass hands that don't trust himself to throw his hands and ain't got no power in the first place, bro. That dude not beating Tank Davis. That dude not going to be at the top of the division, bro. That type of fighter gets clipped. A one-way fighter who can't sit down on his shots because he ain't got no goddamn, his hands is fucked up. That ain't got no power, that's not comfortable fighting guys with power. That person don't translate to all-time great. That person gets clipped in their prime, clipped. And I'm telling y'all right now, if I'm a betting man, and I am, I say the odds are 65-35 that we may never get the Tank and Shakur fight unless Shakur just say, you know what, fuck it, my shit is fucking up anyway, I need to go ahead and get this bag for somebody else, clip me, and then he just go ahead and take the Tank fight. But if he's going to try to go this route of Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, of letting the shit marinate because he don't think Tank is ever going to lose, and he don't think that he going to lose, and he just try to build that shit up and like, okay, when Tank is like 32, 33, and I'm 30, that's when we'll fight. If that's what he tries to do, bro, he's not going to make it that far. I'm telling you that shit right now. And that is why it's horrible news. It's horrible because you don't have the luxury of a tune-up. And now you're in a vulnerable position when it comes to your mandatory, who is a dangerous mandatory that's coming to fight your ass and run over you. You're going to need both your hands for that shit. And now Zepeda has all the leverage being a mandatory to say, we was going to let you fight motherfucking Tevin Farmer. I mean, we were going to let you go ahead and fight Cordina because we were fighting Tevin Farmer. But now I get to catch you coming off of an injury, and I get to prepare for you by fighting Tevin Farmer and then going right back into camp and fighting you in February. So Zepeda is in camp right now for Farmer. Then he's going to fight Tevin Farmer. When he gets out of the fight with Tevin Farmer, Zepeda can get right back into camp for Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is just sitting out for 6 to 8 weeks while Zepeda's training. Oh, I'm fighting a slick southpaw that uses distance control, that's very defensive to get ready for Shakur Stevenson. Then I'm going back to training. Then I'm fighting Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson's first test of his repaired hand is going to be against William Zepeda now. And then if he gets by that, you got to worry about your hands for the rest of your career. Mentally, we've already seen Shakur Stevenson mentally with fans getting to him, how he reacts to people on Twitter, how he pays attention to everything that people say about him, how harshly he takes criticism and how it just gets to his heart. You think his hands and his situation with his hands ain't playing on his mind, bro? You think he gonna trust himself? When it's time to trust himself, I have my doubts, bro. That's why I think it's horrible news for Shakur Stevenson and Shakur Stevenson fans. I think this is bad, bro. I think this is all bad. Unless you're one of them ones that think he faking this shit. I always got to throw that out there. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Shakur Stevenson, his hands, him hurting himself is great news and horrible news at the same time. What side do you fall on? Do you think that this is something that's going to come back to bite him in the near future? Do you think he's going to go on and just be successful and not have to worry about it, and he's going to heal up and everything's going to be okay? Is he going to trust himself? Does this increase the likelihood that we even see that we don't see the Tank fight because somebody else clips Shakur Stevenson like a William Zepeda? What do y'all think is going to happen moving forward? 2025 is going to be interesting as hell, specifically for Shakur Stevenson. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. Gervonta Tank Davis let Shakur Stevenson. Devin Haney know y'all ain't built like that, bro.